welcome all. A little later than I was hoping for the live, but I said I was going to do it yesterday. Gosh darn it, did it, and I forgot to acknowledge it on different social media platforms like I was thinking of doing. But here we go, nonetheless. Um, busy week. Earlier in the week I was having a conversation with a family member. Grew up same neighborhood. Had some similar experiences um, with the crackheads. Now, crack is whack. Don't get me wrong. However, growing up at one of the epicenters of the new zombie drug, the fentanyl slash heroin or meth or whatever they're cutting it with, and it's got like some horse tranquilizer or whatever, and you see the effects of all that shit. I just kind of missed the days of crack. Like crackheads. They weren't right, but they had more pep in their step. Like they could smoke crack and um, still be functional. I mean, not really, but kinda more so than someone who's slouched over doing what they call Seattle yoga in certain areas. Um, and I thought it was epidemic that swept the nation, and I know there are other cities that have worse epidemics. But I was out in the Bay Area, experiencing Berkeley. I haven't gone to Frisco yet. I hear it's bad out there as well. But my experience with the drug addicts, the first is way less homeless people where I'm currently located. Uh, it's like refreshing to not see so much despair. Some is there definitely, but it's not as bad. But most of the people, they probably would be more functional if they didn't have drugs that were cut with the fentanyl that can kill people quite easily, and then they got the super mega fentanyl, the new one, or what, I forget the name of it. But it's just it just kind of reminds me of um, Boardwalk Empire, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's the story of alcohol prohibition times. Um, it's got Steve Buscemi as the star. I started rewatching it because I never finished the whole series. But like when alcohol was illegal, we had similar issues. Because people were making the booze in their fucking bathtub. So it's just like you got a hooch outfit with just you and some incompetent people who aren't like washing their hands and taking all the regulations, and people would get sick. And also, there were cases of the government purposely poisoning certain batches of alcohol, right? So, and when it was like real bad, and you had people dying of alcohol poison, all this stuff, um, that just amplified the voices that we should keep it illegal, even though it was we're far better off without it being illegal, because we don't have like the Al Capones committing Valentine's Day massacres, murdering people, so they can maintain their business. But and then we take it to the next step after we legalize alcohol. Um, the government is running some of the biggest alcohol companies. Like the head of Budweiser is a CIA stooge. He's a spook in charge of the booze. And it's just like they're also I know people know CIA as cocaine import agency. Um, so they're making money while the stuff is illegal. They create a justice system that locks you up for using it unless you're the president's son. Um, and when it becomes legal, it's like we got these corporations run by the CIA uh, to profit off of poisoning people and creating just a shitty culture. So it's just I saw the parallels, and it was also recently got caught up with Godfather of Harlem, and they had a similar sentiment. When they were it was Bumpy Face Johnson. He was just thinking of getting out of the doogie business, heroin. He said, "I'm tired of seeing my community poisoned." So, and then like this was while they were discussing selling cocaine. It's a pick me up. So it's just like this debate has been going on for decades at this point. Would you rather be a crackhead or a fentanyl addict? I don't know. I'm not. I'm gonna stay away from both. However, if someone was going to inject me or make me smoke a crack pipe, I'd still like try to escape because that sounds like just I don't want to be forcibly drugged with by anybody. Um, Good to see you, Nate. Unfortunately, I can't stay. I have to get up for work in 4 hours. But it is great to see you. It's good seeing you too. Get that money. Been thinking about your channel recently. So happy to see you're still doing it. Still doing you. Yeah, I try to do that. Everyone else is taking. Yeah. I've just been busy with stuff outside of the internet. Um, Establishing other opportunities, which I will eventually take here. But I've also been uploading some stuff too. So I uploaded some new content, NatesVlogs.net, as well as some older rewinds. I just uploaded the RoboCop one yesterday. If you haven't seen it, and yeah. So just stay tuned. I understand you can't be here, but I appreciate you showing up nonetheless. It's always good to see loyal viewers. I know it's not exactly easy to keep up with everything, all the censorship and whatnot. Um, but I always appreciate the people who find a way to make it happen. And it's just checking out the Rumble that's starting to grow, pick up, and I think it's more people who aren't familiar with my content already. I mean, it's what I'm getting the appearance of. But if you don't have a Rumble account and you follow me on this censoring ass website, follow me there. I'm also on Odyssey.com for older stuff. It's got pretty much everything that was on my NatesVlogs channel. But the beauty of when I upload it to Rumble, I cut the ads off of it. So any sponsored videos, I take out whatever sponsorship was in there, so you don't have to see it. I don't want to see it myself. It was like one video where I had to do for like it was a game and a soda company coming together to make me do this thing because I needed to rent. This is back when I stayed in LA. And then as soon as I posted the video, it was like one of the comments was, "This is what it looks like when people strip from like when a stripper just gives up and hits the pole or something like that." And I mean that's kind of what it felt like because I definitely wouldn't have did that shit if I didn't need the money at the time. But now I'm in well, the beauty of having the new opportunities is that I don't have to align with the evil corporations to turn a profit. So, but it is a little more time consuming. So, yeah, I'll be over here when you're ready. When you're done with work, I have some new uploads over there, and I also got some new shirt designs. NatesVlogs.net got the Panther Power. Made that one after I was in the presence of a Black Panther, feeling that Panther Power myself, rejuvenated in the spirit of the revolution. For sure, bro. Take care. You take care. You tell me what to do. I'll take care if I want to. That's my decision to make. Yeah, but also the shows I mentioned, I was probably gonna do a Netflix and chill on it once I finish up with uh the what you call it Boardwalk Empire. I'll probably do a quick video, um, just drawing some parallels between what's going on there and what we see in our current world. And I'm assuming since you got to be at work in 4 hours, either you got a job where you know you work some strange time periods since you got to go to bed, but also you might be in a different country. You might not experience. You could be in Portugal, where drugs are legalized, taxed, and regulated, all that good stuff. So you get like pure cocaine, pure heroin, no fentanyl, no zombies. And then, you know, you don't have to worry about being arrested if you're caught with it. You know, unless you're Hunter Biden, you don't have to worry about being arrested regardless. And you could be just going to bed because you're high on crack or whatever drugs he did today. Man, I wish I'm a butcher in Texas. Oh well, get it, man. You know, I gave up meat like in 2020 when I lived on a farm. But before then, I was like kind of contemplating stuff. You know, I couldn't get away from meat. But when I met someone who was a butcher, and this motherfucker had like some extreme PTSD, and when he talked about like how he would dismember these animals, it was kind of scary because he just like he was unfazed. He always had a blade on him. It was just like I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. I'm not saying that's you. Maybe you don't butcher them while they're alive. I don't know. It also just reminds me of the stories because I've been hearing about how they're deregulating work around children. You know, like they're gonna be putting kids to work. I worked when I was a kid. I got my first job when I was 10. First job was selling for working for my dad. Construction, not like he had like a corporation. It was like hauling shit. And but then I also had like two jobs by the time I was 14, working for different corporations, and I did not get paid by one of them. I got fucked over. I didn't realize I was supposed to get overtime, so they delayed my payment so they wouldn't have to pay me overtime because they couldn't do it because it was illegal in the first place. But they figured out a way to fuck me over, which I wish I understood, and also, you know, have me illegally working. But I thought it would be like, you know, the same shit, but then I'm hearing like they got kids becoming butchers and shit, like, you know, and it's hard for me to not imagine them like slaughtering veal, like baby cows, and you know, it was like some kid died in a manufacturing plant or whatever. So it's just dangerous times. Just you know, wear grippy gloves when you're working with your butcher knife. Don't want you to get hurt, lose a finger. You know, then you can't like scroll and comment. Be careful. I know Texas is repealing all kinds of protections for workers. Can't even drink, get a water break when it's 100 and some degree heat. So don't dehydrate. Stay refreshed. Learn more. Yeah, 110 today. No. Well, you know what? It's all relative. You know, you're like inland. I'm assuming not too many bodies of water to be very humid. You know, I was in Vegas. It was 110-degree heat, and it was. I mean, it'll catch up to you. I was still running in that, but it felt hotter in Washington, where it's when it has a lower temperature, but it's more humid. So consider yourself lucky it's not humid. You're not like literally in the devil's nutsack, like inhaling Satan ball sweat. Yeah, 'cause that could be hotter and it'd feel wrong as well. I just imagine, you know, um, Beelzebub swamp nuts aren't polite. Probably smell like New York, which is equally humid. Was not the biggest fan of New York's weather. And I also realize that you are quite the Joker, because I believe that Jack Napier is the Joker's character in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. I get the reference. Even though I made the last play I wrote that got had a scene acted out, it was shitting on Batman entirely. Because I don't think billionaires can be superheroes unless they're like, you know, feeding the hungry and housing the homeless, especially like as rich as he's supposed to be. But yeah, I had like some content I wanted to share. I don't have all my devices, so I can't do that. I was gonna do like a little live employee evaluation situation. Um, but I'll just save the video for NatesVlogs.net, and that's where you can find the new content coming up shortly. And I'll also be uploading some old school shit, so feel free to check that out. And yeah, so that's gonna wrap this up for now. I'm gonna go um, finish up some other stuff to upload to NatesVlogs.net. And check out the new shirt design. I added some new color options because I got like a fuckload of colors to choose from. So check it out. And if you're missing edited content, employee evaluations, rewinds, pet peeves, so on and so forth, you can find it at NatesVlogs.net, or you can wait for me to upload it at rumble.com/NatesVlogs. So yeah, we're gonna do this a little earlier next time. I understand it's like I'm definitely not in peak hours, which is around 5ish. Everybody else got to get ready to go to bed and go to work. So I'll holler at you later. Don't forget to be good to each other. Deuces, silly gooses. Holy shit, is this live still? Okay.